Hi everyone, I've got a really cool movie for you today because I want to share with you some stuff I've been really focusing on and developing in the last couple of months. I keep hearing the message, you've got to love yourself, it's so important. And I honestly did think that I did. I have good self-esteem, I feel good about my work and my friends and my looks, and I'm confident and outgoing, and I like my bubbly personality. So I kind of thought that I did love myself enough. But I started hearing comments from people that, gosh, you're so harsh on yourself. And I realized that part of what has made me successful in my life is to be really pushing myself. It's like drive, drive, drive. And sometimes in a kind way, but sometimes in a like go, go, go way. And that wasn't actually all that loving. So I made it my mission this year to focus on experiencing more love in my life, basically. So that means loving me, loving others, loving life, all of those things. So I wanted to share with you a bit about what I've learned so far, and bearing in mind it's only February, I've got a lot more time this year to learn even more cool stuff than what I know already. But there's been some big changes for me, and just spending your time around people who radiate love is a really good way to get into your own power of love more. So think about, who do you want to spend your time around? Are you spending time with people who are negative and grumpy and angry, or are you spending time with people who are uplifting and positive and encouraging? So it might be that you need to make some changes in who you hang out with. Another thing that I did is I read this book here, so I'll just hold this up for you, Learning to Love Yourself by Gay Hendricks. I'd really recommend it. It's only a little short book, but it's really interesting. This man went on this real journey of loving himself, and he basically realized that to truly love himself, he had to love all parts of himself. And that was a bit of a revelation to me. I love a lot about myself, but there were some bits that I didn't. And in his book, he talks about the importance of loving all of yourself. So if you come up against something that you don't love, you just start repeating, I love myself for this thing that I don't love. And you keep repeating it until you start to feel it. And what I found was that as I did this process, I started to see the positive intention behind everything that I was doing. So every negative behavior in my life, or negative emotion or anything, has some kind of positive intention that's trying to help me. So it might be that your starting point, if you have really low self-esteem, is I love myself for hating myself right now. That wasn't a starting point for me, but he talks about that in the book. If you hate yourself, start by, well, I love myself that I just can't love myself right now. And then you emerge into more and more things. So I love myself that I'm pushing myself too hard right now. I love myself that I get scared or grumpy when such and such happens. I love myself for doing a tight stomach right now. I love myself for not feeling confident to promote myself for a promotion at work, or I love myself for being scared to go traveling. Whatever it is in your life, I'm just making up examples here. But just noticing each of the times you would judge yourself and replacing it. I love myself for doing this thing. And it has been really interesting to be playing with this dynamic in my own life and being a lot gentler with myself and not expecting so much from myself all of the time. And just last weekend I was at a yoga festival, and two separate people came up to me and said, wow, are you a yogi? I'm like, no, I'm not. They said, because you just have the most amazing sort of love vibration. It's like you're just so radiant. It's like, wow, you must be a yogi. It's like, well, no, actually, but thank you. And it was a real validation of how much my energy field has shifted in just 2 months of really focusing on feeling the energy of love and giving it to myself and giving it to all the people around me. So I really hope you feel inspired. I'd love to hear your stories of what's changed for you. Look forward to keeping in touch.